Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube channel. Welcome to our daily live stream, tech news, reviews, and everything else under the sun when it involves technology. It's Friday, mid-Friday afternoon, April the 10th, 2026. Hope everybody had a fantastic week so far. Rolling into the weekend, we have some rather troubling news that we're going to get into. It involves a video and or a topic that I believe we discussed yesterday or possibly Wednesday. Um, not so looking, not looking so good for tech world out here. Quite a roller coaster in the world we live in right now. Uh, a lot of what we're going to discuss has or is influenced by some worldly events. I'm sure you can draw your conclusions to what those are, but we're not going to make it a uh, doom and gloom uh, live stream. We have a lot to be happy for and happy about, and I'm glad that everybody joined us. But I just want to bring this to your attention. So, we're going to get into Pixel news. We're going to get into Samsung news. What else do we got? Worldly events. Dun dun dun. Oppo, Xiaomi, OnePlus, all that under the sun, right here on eSIMstudios. Now, before we get started, you know how normally every day, at least I started this week, I promised you I would bring you a deal of the day every single day at the beginning of the live stream. Well, your boy's been a little busy today. Slept through my alarm clock like usual, and basically had to reschedule everything. So I did not find a deal of the day for you. However, I found a channel of the day. I got a good replacement, a fantastic substitute. You're not going to want to miss out on this one. So I have a little community of YouTube friends that I communicate with on the back end that are YouTubers as well. Look, even outside of the tech industry, I'm going to be honest with you. The only person I talk in the tech industry is Flossie Carter. I don't talk to him every day, but I reach out to him at least once a month just to check in with him, see how he's doing. Super cool. Uh, anyway, that's another story. But most of my YouTube friends are outside of the tech world. And one of the sports that I like a lot, so I fell out of love and out of touch with basketball, but I love football. I love the NFL, and I love boxing. I absolutely love boxing. Now, I put a channel link. Let me show you. I want if you enjoy boxing, I want you or sports period. I want you to follow Punch Drunk Boxing. You have to pronounce it right. It's Punch Drunk Boxing. So I've been fantastic channel. Friggin' love this channel. Very entertaining. He's in contact with a lot of the promoters, a lot of the fighters. I think we almost have this exact same subscriber count. He's at 112. I'm at 111. But you're gonna see how many videos he's uploaded. 6.8, almost 7,000 videos. Really cool guy. And the good thing that I like about his channel, he's like me, and this is why I love his channel. He's not biased. He just calls it like he sees it, right? He doesn't just go goo goo gaga over one fighter or one promoter, just like I don't go, at least I try not to, go goo goo gaga over Pixel or Samsung. Or when they need to be criticized, we criticize them. When they need to be praised, when they do something good, we praise them. Like, what's so wrong with that? Like, just being normal here. It's like, seems like everybody has to stick to either one side, live or die on the right, live or die on the left, or I'm a Pixel or Apple fanboy. I can't ever say anything bad about Apple. No, we don't do that over here, and neither does Punch Drunk Boxing. I already linked his channel in the video description before we even started. So if you enjoy boxing, go follow, subscribe to his channel, enjoy. You can catch me over there. Now, it's not going to be under the eSIMstudios moniker, but you'll see Taylor Bell. I'm over there quite often. So give him a follow. You're not going to be disappointed. I can promise you that. Now, let's roll into this. So we're going to have a not so long show. I got to hit the road here shortly. But I wanted to get into this and probably do a probably do a giveaway. So I have this for your wallet, tracking card, iOS, iPhone, MacBook. Yeah, it pairs to MacBook, it pairs to Find My, right? We'll do this giveaway. And if you don't have an iPhone, sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could probably get 20, 30 bucks for it. Or I'm sure you have a friend, you have a family member, you can gift it, re-gift it. Yeah, I do that every now and then. Who cares? So we'll do this giveaway here shortly. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a pretty quick show. Okay. I'm already late. I think I scheduled this for 2 p.m. and I blew right past that. So we're gonna roll right into this. How's everybody doing? What's going on? How's it going, sir? OnePlus 15 versus Pixel 10 Pro as a daily driver. Ooh, why do y'all hit me with these dilemmas? I could spend the entire show debate, and maybe we'll do that for a future show. I could spend a whole show, and you know what? That gives me a good idea. Maybe we should, not now, but tomorrow over the weekend, we'll debate, and I'm gonna get your input as well. So I'm on a time crunch, so I'm gonna save that question, and we'll revisit that here this weekend. Okay. Thank you though. But quick answer, probably OnePlus 15. But I'm not a big Pixel. I mean, I'm a huge Pixel fan, but I told y'all yesterday my gripes with Pixel, the 10 series just not hitting this year. Now I love Pixel, but I think the OnePlus 15 has, for me, everybody's different. For me, what I do, I'm going to take the OnePlus 15. Pixel takes phenomenal photos, but I need a strong processor for video editing and all that good stuff. So I'm going to take, how can you forget 2-day battery life? It's unbeatable. So I'm going to take OnePlus 15, but don't count the Pixel 10 series out. It's a fantastic device. We have a couple of them here in the house right now. In fact, I just upgraded my daughter to the Pixel 10 Pro XL. You know, I bought her a S26 Ultra. I mean, I bought 3 of them when they launched. She didn't like it. So I'm like, well, I got her a Pixel 10 Pro XL. So we still love Pixel over here. Let's see. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. S26 Ultra right now. Boom. Me too. Charging it with my OnePlus. Speaking of OnePlus, me too. Look, S26 Ultra, for as much shit as it's gotten, it's a good phone. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a great phone, actually. But we can debate that all day. What do you think of the rumored renders of the new Sony Xperia? You know, I haven't seen them. Maybe we'll look that up here. I've never owned a Sony phone, ever. Even dating back to the old school days. Never. And I have some troubling news that we're going to get into where I don't know if these companies are going to be sending phones over here anymore like that. What about the OnePlus? Why you got to do this to me? We're going to do, like in college basketball, the March Madness. We're going to do bracket. Ooh, that's a good idea. See, you be bringing the good ideas today. I have this as my daily driver, so I guess S26 Ultra. Charging has gotten faster, and the battery life seems longer than the S25 series. So just that alone, now I can't beat OnePlus, but for what I do, both phones can handle that. I'm just on the S26 Ultra just because I got a ton of case reviews to do, and I don't know. I've always used Samsung. I like Samsung products and services. Not that OnePlus. I don't like OnePlus, but you know, I could use either one, and you will not hear one complaint from me. Apple iPhone, non-Android, Samsung too expensive, Google not the greatest battery performance, Moto no real flagships. What about the Signature? Oppo not sold officially in US. Only OnePlus is my best. It is best in my opinion. Look, I can't disagree. In fact, I think the OnePlus 15 is going to be a classic. When we look back a few years from now, it's going to be a classic phone. Like, and it'll be perfectly fine 5 years from now. I think that's when it still gets updates, or you'll be right around that point. Let's say 3 years from now. 5 years is like an eternity in the tech world. It's going to be a classic, especially if that's the very last one that they're going to release in the United States. It's a classic. I would hang on to it. It's phenomenal. Cameras are way better than people say. Battery life's legendary. Charging, you can't beat OnePlus charging. So yeah, if you have one, hold on to it for dear life. I think it's a fantastic device. Put Pixel software AI under OnePlus, OnePlus 15 specs, and get it to be made by Samsung with their hardware quality. Wow. Yeah, that would be so. Why y'all bringing me the good ideas and good head scratchers when I'm trying to blow through a show? I'm gonna have to come back to this. We're gonna revisit all this and more this weekend. I promise you that, because man, y'all are bringing it today. Okay, look at this. Look at this. We're gonna run through this. So I'm not sure. Speaking of Pixel, I'm not sure if you have updated your device. It seems to be a boot loop issue following recent updates, but have no fear, a fix is on the way. So this boot loop issue, a significant number of Pixel owners are experiencing boot loop issues. Ours that we have in-house have not been affected by this, but look, it's probably not a huge percentage. It's probably 1%, if that, but it's an enormous pain in the ass, and this should not be happening if you buy a phone. So even if it's 1% of users, it's a big issue. And it's embarrassing, right? So Google developers, Pixel developers are literally in the lab right now trying to work on an update. So I think this happened to me a long time ago. I remember it. I think it was Pixel 6, maybe Pixel 5. You know, like a long time ago. Like I said, 5 years is a long time in the tech world. I do remember this happening though. It's essentially unusable, and it will be stuck on a Google boot loop logo. This software update that is causing this issue is the March 2026 update. Now, the problem appears to affect a range of Pixel models from older devices like the Pixel 6 to newer ones, Pixel 10 Pro XL. With reports accumulating on Google's issue tracker on Reddit, they're indicating a potential serious software glitch. Google has acknowledged this issue and is actively investigating and working on a solution. Some users are facing difficulties with factory resets and customer support, while the company works to identify and implement the fix. Now, here's what's gonna have to happen. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining us today. If you're affected by this boot loop, since you're stuck in a boot loop, you can't you cannot boot into or get into the operating system. You cannot get into settings. You cannot go down to software update, right, and update your phone that way. So how are they going to fix a boot loop issue? This is what you're going to have to do. And it sucks that if this has happened to you, it sucks because it's going to take a little tinkering. It's going to take a little technical knowledge to try to figure out how to work this. Now, if this has happened to you, I want you to subscribe to my eSIMstudios YouTube channel, because when they come out with a fix, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this issue, because you're going to have to take your Pixel, and most likely they're going to issue, because from what I remember from the last one, they're going to issue an update, but it's going to be in the zip form, meaning you're going to have to basically use the Android flash tool. You're going to have to plug it into your computer. You're going to have to flash it in recovery. I know it sounds like oh my God, I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm here. So I'm going to walk you through it and help you through it. I'll probably upload a video whenever a solution is found, and it's easy. You just, but I know, look, my parents have Pixels, my grandparents have Pixels, aunts and uncles. So, and they're definitely not, tech savvy at all. So if you have a family member, I'll walk you through it. It's not hard, but hopefully they'll come out with a fix here soon. But stay tuned to the channel, and we'll help you out with it. Now, look at this. Speaking of Pixel, speaking of Android's upcoming tap to share feature. It's going to be able to send contacts, files, whatever you want, just by tapping your phone, sort of like iPhone. wow, what do you know? So now we get the quick share to airdrop feature activated, and it's now rolling out to more devices, not just the flagship Pixel and Samsung. It's actually starting to free flow to older devices, which it should be available to all Android devices. But that's not the world, not the world we live in. But this is another cool, kind of like iOS only feature. I'll be honest with you, I've never used before. I'm not an iPhone user, but I see people do it all the time. Doop, 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 tap to send files, pictures, videos, whatever. But this will work exactly just like the iPhone, tap to share. Now, I don't know if it's just going to be Android to Android, or it theoretically, I guess, should work if you use Pixel. If you have a device that has the quick share to airdrop feature, theoretically, you should just be able to do the same thing, tap to share to an iPhone if both phones are compatible. You see what I'm saying? I think that's how it's going to work. But regardless, even if you don't have a compatible phone where quick share to airdrop works, this new tap to share will work even from Android to Android, even if you don't have the quick share to airdrop feature activated in your phone. See what I'm saying? So this will be rolled out to all Android devices, not just the flagships. And that's how it should be. Now, when is this coming? I don't know. Hopefully soon. It's going to be Android Beam. Do you remember that? I think that was like a long time ago. Android Beam. So in Google's latest updates, a new pop-up has appeared that showcases how tap to share works. Instantly share contact info, photos, videos, links, location, and more. Unlock your phone. Overlap the top of both phones with their screens facing up. You'll be able to see both screens. Keep phones together until they glow. So does this already work? Oh, duh. None of this is functional yet. But the pop-up gives us a pretty good idea of how things will work. Similar to Apple's name drop, the two phones can interact seemingly without much work. And that's what it'll look like right there on the right side. Your screen will glow up, sort of like iPhone does, right? So you see more features, cross-device, cross-platform interactions, and I wouldn't necessarily say copycat, because don't you think stuff, and maybe it is, but I mean, I guess some would say, but they all copycat each other to some extent, and moving into the future, they're all going to do the same things, especially now with iMessage opening up to RCS, AirDrop opening up to Quick Share. 5 years from now, everything should work together. Now, I know Apple does not like that or want to hear that, but too bad. You can't be the gatekeepers of technology, Apple. It is what it is. So, some of your technology is going to have to open up, and look, Apple, you've copied Android too. So it goes both ways, right? And look, whatever, as long as it's good for the end user, for you and me, who cares? I know they do, but we're the people that use and pay for this stuff, so we should have all functions available, right? So what is going on? Good afternoon. How's it? Did I already say hi? Well, anyways, hello again. Okay, now shall we get into the bad news? No, let's get one more good news before we hit bad news. So here's a interesting statistic, and I know we've mentioned this a few times in the past. It looks like Google's the only brand that's growing. This is pretty amazing. Now, I saw this come out this morning, and I was like, whoa, that's incredible, especially with where the industry is going in our next story. Kind of doom and gloom, so don't miss that. We're going to get to it in just a second, but we'll see. But Pixel is growing, and again, they take a lot of crap for, especially this 10A, right? It's a refresh, but Apple's been refreshing devices for the last 7 years, so I don't really think the criticism is warranted. Of course, I may make a joke or two every now and then, but it's common practice. And let's face it, it's a good, dependable mid-range phone. I was gonna say cheaper phone, but it is, right? The 10A is for your parents, your grandparents, your aunt and uncle, or sister or brother that's just, tech isn't their thing and they just want a working phone. Get them a Pixel. I promise you. They rarely have any problems. I know we just discussed Pixel issues, but that's very, very rare. They're very dependable. They just work. They take fantastic photos. It's simple to use. Like, it's just a good phone. Now, of course, we're not going to compare it to the flagships like our Ferraris and the OnePlus 15s, or the Suburban, the do-it-all Suburban, or pickup truck like our S26 Ultra, we're not going to necessarily, they don't fit in with that style, with that brand, with that functionality, and that's okay. Pixel has its own little niche, and I think they know this. They know their consumer, and they continue to grow. So this is very good news for Pixel, for Google. They know their niche and they're growing. They're sticking to their niche. So it continues to be a bright spot. So this new report reveals that Pixel is seeing growth already this year as everybody else struggles. Now, Samsung would say different, but remember, Samsung just hit record products for record revenues for the first quarter of this year, largely due to memory costs, the costs in rising memory, which we're going to get to shortly. But their sales, Samsung broke sales for the S26 Ultra, but that's not the only product they sell. Samsung is an enormous company that has tons of, sell all sorts, and they not just all sorts of products, they have tons of phones too. Now, we'll have to see when a report comes out on Samsung mobile division, but this new report by Counterpoint Research indicates that the entire global smartphone market in quarter 1 2026 dropped by 6% year over year. That's a huge number. 6%, you'd be like, that's not that much. That's huge. That 6% equates to hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, that has dropped from this time last year. Apple's leading the market right now at 21% or 21% of share of the market. They actually earned a 5% growth thanks to the iPhone 17 demand. They've sold an enormous amount of 17s. Now, I just think that was due to I lost my train of thought turning down my volume on my phone. I think that was due to come on. Update schedules. Like, they just fall every few years. They'll have an enormous iPhone because they have so many. Every few years, people update their phones. A lot of people don't update their phones every year like we do, or like I do, or every 6 months like I do. It's typically every few years, like the average person does, like a normal person does. And I think this year Apple just saw an update churn, an update every few years. They have enormous growth, and this year was one of them. Samsung didn't lose any market share, but they did see shipments fall 6%. Xiaomi saw a bigger drop. Yikes, 19%. Oppo, Vivo dropped by 4% and 2% respectively. Now, here are the bright spots. As we mentioned, the story is about Pixel. Now, before we get to Pixel, Nothing saw huge growth, 25% growth year over year in quarter 1 2026, which is huge. The Nothing Phone 4a Pro and Nothing Phone 4a definitely helps. Now, they just released that, so these numbers on the quarter 1 growth for the first few months of this year couldn't have been the 4a or 4a Pro. Had to have been and this is specifically phones, so this is kind of shocking. Now, it might be due to their sales in the budget to mid-range phones. They were still selling the CMF phones that would fall under Nothing, and I think the Phone 3, but I don't think that sold well. I think this is remember, this is around the world, so had to have been the 3A, I'm assuming. I might look into that, because Now they got me wondering. Anyways, we'll look into that later. Pixel, back to Pixel, back to Pixel. Google Pixel also grew 14% year over year, quarter one 2026. Very, very strong selling numbers in key markets. Just a good phone, right? Pixel 10a launched quarter one, also likely to help those numbers. And you can see right here in this little chart here, quarter one on the left, 2025, quarter one on the right, 2026. So very interesting. Now. Let me get into this. I don't think, do I have it up here? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's see, where did I keep this story at? Here we go. I want to show you this. Put in the chat, because we're gonna run over the story real quick, but put in the chat hashtag gift. We'll do a giveaway, hashtag gift, and we're gonna give this away while I load this story. It's a what is it, a wallet security. You can add it to your Find My, and it's RFID blocker. So if they try to scan your credit cards or something, you put this on the outside of your wallet so they can't scan anything in between that's in your wallet. But you can also pair it to any iOS device. Put hashtag gift in the chat. We'll run a giveaway here shortly. I'm trying to add this story. In fact, I might not even have time. My biggest story of the day. I might tease this, and then we might dive into this here in a little bit. Let's see. Hashtag gift. All right, so yeah, man, I thought I had all my notes ready to go, but let's see. No problem. I'm gonna run this. Okay, let me refresh my notes here, and we shall go. All right, so let me open up this right quick. Let's see. Let me open up my giveaway here. StreamYard giveaway tool. All right, I got that. And then I also got this right here. Give me 1 second. We're almost done. You know what? I'm going to have to skip our biggest story. I'm going to have to tease this for tomorrow, because I definitely don't have time. So let's do the giveaway. And I'll do this story tomorrow. I got to be somewhere at a specific time. So when will OnePlus get airdrop? Man, hopefully soon. I know they have a O Plus Connect that will do the same thing. If you're looking for an application or specifically data transfer or picture or media transfer between OnePlus and iOS devices, Download the O Plus Connect application on both the OnePlus phone and the iOS device. It's pretty cool because you can transfer stuff even between the OnePlus and a MacBook, a OnePlus and iPad, OnePlus and iPhone. It's all there. So sort of already have it, honestly. Yeah, the Pixel 9 Pro XL, that's legendary. I should have, of course, I upgraded because I have a YouTube channel, but I got rid of my Pixel 9 Pro XL for the Pixel 10 Pro. I definitely regretted that. The 9 Pro XL, very nice phone. In fact, I would use one right now if given the chance. All right, so let's do this, and I got to get out of here. Let's see. Let me share. Let me remove this. Let me remove that. Let me add this. And let's go. Hashtag GIF. Everybody ready? Oh, nice. I was just looking at that last night. The ZenBook A16 X2 Elite Extreme. Massive. I've yet to talk about that, but maybe I'll save my main story today that we didn't get to, and I'm going to do some research and maybe join us tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about that as well and pull up some stats and some specs and a review and stuff. It looks phenomenal. So yeah, I can't wait to hear about that. Okay, y'all ready? All right. Congratulations to you, sir. You have an iPhone, I think, right? Yeah. You have it. That'll be perfect. And again, if you don't want it, re-gift it. I'll get with you on the back end. I have your address and everything, but I gotta hit the road here right now. But I'll get with you here shortly. Congratulations to you, sir. Make sure you subscribe to the eSIMstudios YouTube channel for all your tech news, reviews, and just have a good old time over here. So I really appreciate your time today. Hope everybody has a good rest of the day. Enjoy the upcoming weekend, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate it. Peace.